Dillian the Body Snatcher White here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So Eddie Hearn announced this morning that Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin will be one of the fights that happen towards like end of July or maybe early August. That will be behind closed doors. In other words, no crowd. And as the new rules for the British Box Border Control, which I did a video on yesterday, and if you haven't seen it, that will pop up at the end of this video, which is where the British Box Border Control is saying that they're okay with boxing coming back as long as it's within a quarantine kind of state. In other words, you can only have 5 fights on the card. So, of course, Case Taylor and Serrano, they will also be on this card. But having a fight with no crowd, I mean, Dillian Whyte, he said that he'll fight Povetkin in a car park, just put a ring in the middle of a car park and we'll do that. I mean, for me, I don't foresee them hiring out an arena. I don't foresee them doing anything like that. And I've got a feeling, I don't know this to be true, but it would make more sense that all they've got to do is put up a ring on the grounds of Matchroom Sport. They've got a huge grassland there. They could just do that. Why not? At least that way they're not paying for an arena. They're saving a little bit of money, aren't they? But is it going to be an interesting fight? It's going to be interesting to see what the atmosphere is like. Now, I don't watch WWE, but I watched some highlights of their recent WrestleMania where there's no crowd. And it weren't very good. I ain't going to lie. It weren't very good. But I think boxers of the elite level, those who are used to being on a huge platform like a Dillian Whyte and, of course, Povetkin, these guys have fought great opposition and in front of big crowds. I think that crowds motivate them. But in some ways, you are kind of taking away a little bit of an advantage for Dillian Whyte, having home advantage because you've got the crowd on your side. A lot of people still have this thing about Povetkin being a former drug cheat, even though he was cleared of all that, okay, when he was supposed to take on Deontay Wilder. But yet people still have that perception of him. So they'd be booing Alexander Povetkin. So when it comes to the crowd interaction, you could almost boost Dillian up a level or two. And of course, maybe instill a little bit of self-doubt in Povetkin with the crowd. But with no crowd there, it's literally an even playing field. But again, you could also look at it as well, where Dillian, he has fought in front of crowds where there's like hardly nobody there, with probably like 20 or 50 people in the crowd watching him fight. Because when he turned pro, he never had that amateur career. He never went off to the Olympics like a Povetkin. So of course, when Povetkin, he won the gold at the Olympics, automatically his country of Russia got on his side. So ever since his debut, the Russians have been following Povetkin. They've been coming out and supporting him. So he's used to fighting in front of crowds. Dillian Whyte, we could look at and say, but he will still have memories of those earlier fights where hardly nobody was watching him. So we could look at it that way. But I do think that the crowd do play a major part in a fight. In some ways, I think that if a fighter gets hurt and the crowd is going on in encouragement for the fighter to kind of like recuperate, hang on and whatever else and try and make like a bit of a comeback, or the opponent who hurts the other guy, the crowd will give them like a bit of a lift and a bit of a boost to go for the kill. So with no crowd there, I think it takes away a bit of an edge. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we're all going to watch it, aren't we? Of course we are. And I'm sure Adam Smith will be there. Adam Smith will do his usual commentary, which is cool. But without crowd noise, it's going to be weird, isn't it? Is that you'll hear every footstep in the ring. Every time they move forward, they shuffle their feet, you'll hear it. Every little jab, you'll hear it. So anyway, it'll be interesting, that's for sure. And of course, I'll be picking Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is my guy. So I'm always going to be supporting Dillian. I believe if Dillian is on form and he's motivated, he can beat anyone. But Povetkin, very dangerous. Just because he's 39, 40 years old now, don't make him any less dangerous compared to what he always was. They call it the battle of the left hooks. Both of their left hooks are very effective. But there's a lot more to them two fighters than just a left hook. But anyway, that's what's going on. Eddie Hearn has said that Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin will go on behind closed doors. But again, it would be interesting with the international ban on at the minute, with Alexander Povetkin being over there in Russia. will you be allowed in? But I mean, of course, they're all going to be tested. I mean, again, that's part of the British Boxing Border Control rules anyway, that anybody who comes in will be tested. Whether you're from the UK or whether you're not, if you're going to be fighting in the boxing ring, you will be tested prior to the fight anyway. So, anyway, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.